Yeah, nice. My lips are so dry, I just seriously considered wiping horse shit on them. All we've had to eat this morning is bread, a bit of olive oil and some locally grown olives. Drunk some water and we're on our way with our one bag, bit of music. So we've made it down, finally, to the city. Whew, that was a long, arduous journey, but we're here. So, hello. I'm just sitting in a little cafe waiting for Jay. He's just gone off to the toilet, to find a toilet, should I say. I managed to take a cheeky wee in a hotel. And we are in Chefchaouen, or Chaouen as the locals call it. You may have seen some previous footage. We were up in the mountains, stayed there last night, and we literally walked down from the mountains all the way through the marijuana fields, through all the farmers' fields with the donkeys and steep rocky slopes and whatnot, all the way to here, to the Blue City, right down in the valley. It's taken us a good hour and a half, possibly 2 hours to get here, and it's beautiful, man. It's quite cool here because of the nature of the geographical nature of the city, the way it's all sort of small alleyways, very shady. The locals here seem very friendly, very tranquille, and it's nice. It's really nice. There's a good feeling here, and we're just going to sit in the shade and chill for a while and enjoy the city. Well, good morning. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning here in Chefchaouen. Gosh, what a crazy 24 hours that was. One of those really crazy moments in travel where you're just like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? Why do I do this? You know, why do I put myself in these situations? We got up in the morning, hiked down from the mountains, all through the marijuana fields, and decided to spend our last couple of nights in this area, in the city itself, and we'd found it was a bit of a crazy hike. You know, it's very hot and it's extremely hot. You know, extremely hot, and you know, because of the nature of how things went, we didn't leave very early, so we hiked in one of the hottest parts of the day. But we made it, you know, and then there was like a traveller's sort of hostel that we found, which was really nice looking, right by the Medina Gate, that we'd found before, and so we decided to check in there for a couple of days, and the guy at the reception was really nice and chatting and telling me all about the history of the place, and we checked in. It was basic, but it was, you know, it kind of worked. It was, you know, what we needed basically. It was cheap. My brother's just in the shower, which is why there's that strange grunting. Anyway, so we went out and we were doing bits and bobs. We were trying to get some our tickets for our flights printed in advance, because for some stupid reason Ryanair in Morocco don't let you use the mobile app, so you have to print your tickets out, which is easier said than done, let me assure you. I mean, we don't carry around laptops and things, you know, and luckily we did find some cyber cafes and we managed to get one ticket printed and had to go to another one to get another ticket printed and blah blah blah. But anyway, we've made it in the end, we've got the tickets printed. And yeah, anyway, so by the time we got back to the hostel it was dark and something was really wrong. The people at the reception, the young chap who checked us in and his friend who was in the background earlier in the day, they were just off their faces. Now the thing is, I've spent a lot of time around people that take a lot of drugs, I will say, and I know what someone on a strong Class A drug looks like. These people were off their faces. They were acting in an extremely paranoid manner. Their eyes were like bulging out of their heads and they were gurning. And straight away my heckles were up and I was like, there's something seriously wrong with these people. They started questioning us, didn't know who we were. Bear in mind we'd left some of our stuff there, you know. They started questioning us. Just checking this was coming. They were like interrogating us, asking them how much we paid, had we paid for the night, how much we paid for the rooms, keep repeating themselves, claiming that I checked in and speaking Spanish and all this kind of stuff, you know, so speaking to me in Spanish really quickly, explaining the situation, quite sort of like very intense and like desperate, sort of that kind of fine line between desperately intense and kind of aggressive. And I felt extremely uncomfortable. And we sat in the room and my brother Jay just sort of sat on the bed and he started just sort of chilling out, doing his bits and just sort of probably processing what was going on. I said to him, don't get comfortable. I said, I feel really wrong here. Something's wrong with these people. I don't trust them. They're on drugs, and it's not that I think it's them that's weird, but people on strong drugs, they can just be crazy. And you're in a foreign place and they're not really speaking your language properly, and it just felt very strange. We'd made the big error of paying for 2 nights in advance that morning because we were so happy with the place in the light of day. And we literally packed our bags and we just zoomed out there. One by one we just crept through the reception, just left, didn't say anything to them, it just got out of there. You know, in the long run, yeah, we might have lost, I think, at like £10 each. It's nothing in English money. And it's a bit annoying for me as a traveller. I've been to so many places, you know, and I've never really been duped that much. But, you know, lessons learned. We made a mistake of not choosing a more reputable place in a city we don't know. We chose to sort of choose something a bit more kind of authentic looking and quirky. It was gorgeous and I would have loved to have blogged about it and talked about it, but these people were really, I just felt very unsafe, and in those situations I think you need to assess what's really more important, you know. Luckily we managed to find somewhere last night, you know, walking around the city at night with our rucksacks at dark, you know, all the places we kept going to kept saying they were full, and it's quite a sort of hard feeling, and I've had quite a bad stomach as well, so I've had diarrhea and I've had quite a lot of sugar lows, and I'm trying to sort of like, you know, lead the gang, and it's like, whew, it is quite tough, but you know, this is travel, and this is the double-edged sword that I always talk about, and sometimes it's like this, you know, you do have these moments where it's like, why am I doing this? Why do I put myself in these awful scenarios? I just want to be somewhere safe again, you know. But that's okay, because that will pass, and, you know, we're going to get up now, have some breakfast somewhere, and rethink our last day and night in Chefchaouen before heading on to Fez, and hoping to the heavens that this day is much less sort of crazy than yesterday. Please God.
So basically, after a day laying in bed, just trying to like recover and exist, and really kind of not getting on very well with the city and the heat and the tourism and stuff, we've come out now and it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of evening time, it's much cooler, and we've walked up right to the top of the city, to the top of the Medina, and found this kind of like river area, which is quite interesting. There's lots of Moroccans here, lots of Moroccan tourists. It's very fresh. The water is extremely cold, and we're feeling quite good again. I think it's we've kind of come full circle. Our stomachs are feeling a bit better, and we're starting to feel a bit like the beauty of the journey is coming back to us. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
I think this is recording. Yeah. So, last night in Chefchaouen, feeling better. I pretty much always these days carry around some antibiotics just in my bag, just in case, and I had some ciprofloxacin, which I normally find after a couple of days of taking it twice a day. I find it does get rid of any sort of diarrhea problems you get from bacteria, because when you're moving from place to place and you're changing water all the time, and it is difficult, and there are lots of different bacteria on the planet, and they're all different, they're all slightly different, and your body can't just be used to all of them. So it is handy definitely to always have some antibiotics that can deal with that kind of thing. Forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so we had a nice last kind of afternoon, sort of evening in Chefchaouen. We're just chilling now back in the room. Hopefully going to get a good night's sleep. Don't know how noisy it's going to be here, but I'll throw things over the balcony if I have to. Like I say, feeling better, which is a massive relief. And overall feeling pretty good about Chefchaouen. I do feel like, if I'm honest, it's somewhere I probably wouldn't come back to. I wouldn't go out of my way to come back here. Whilst it's very beautiful and nice music, whilst it's very beautiful, and it's lovely to see blue streets and things, it's just too touristy for me. I just find that Moroccans, and really a lot of places, but Moroccans don't seem to they change when there's money involved. I don't know what it is. When there's tourism, they change, and they can be a bit crazy sometimes. It is also very hot here, and I know there is a lot of poverty, and it's not so black and white, but all my sort of iffy experiences in Morocco have been in very touristy places, Marrakesh and Chefchaouen. I'm not saying that it would be the same for everybody. It might be also the way that I travel, but I've travelled in other parts of Morocco and never had any problems, so it is what it is. But quite ready to get back on the road, really. We've got a couple of days in Fez before heading back to London, so inshallah, let's see what these next few days bring, and onwards.
Yeah.
Sun is going down on Chefchaouen one last time for me.